We're Steve and Grace, a Boricua from Brooklyn and a Filipina from Queens, New York.
Married over 20 years, raising 4 kids, and still choosing each other every day.
This is the Love Suite, where we get real about love, marriage, parenting, money, intimacy, and culture.
We come from New York roots that span islands, languages, traditions, and struggle. And that's our power. Second-gen hustle, big city survival.
Our cultures taught us resilience, resourcefulness, and love that outlasts the storm.
And if you're listening, chances are your story carries that same beauty. Multiple cultures, multiple legacies, and one truth. We're still here, building a love that lasts. Welcome to the Love Suite. So when you get married, you share your bed, you share your life, and you share your money. Or do you?
Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe not. I don't know. But money definitely plays a major role in a marriage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my mother's marriage didn't really last long. So her money was just being shared with me and the entire family.
I mean, money kind of dictates where you live for the most part, how you eat, how you play.
Yeah, if you play.
If you play, yeah. If you have to play stickball using the actual broom that your mom uses to sweep. I mean, I used to do that.
Yeah. Well, I've been known to get toys from other people's trash when I was little.
Mhm. Hey, it's still fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still fun. Where should we even start?
Well, I know that when my mother came to the United States, this is like back in the 1970s, I don't really know how much money she came with, but it couldn't have been much. But she did have a job lined up for her. I don't know how about your parents, which not both of your parents did not immigrate here. Which parent was born here?
My dad was born here.
Okay.
My grandparents on my dad's side were both born in Puerto Rico. My mom was born in Puerto Rico and came here at a very young age,
How old?
like 3 or 4,
Oh,
something
wow.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Were they loaded when they moved here?
well, I mean, why do people come here? If you're an immigrant and you're coming to the U.S., I mean,
Money. You need money.
chances are you're looking for a new start. You're not looking for a new start because your company is flourishing.
Yeah. Yeah. You're coming here to try to live that American dream, have that opportunity that you can't have back in your country. And both of our heritage, countries, like so Philippines and Puerto Rico were colonized,
Yeah.
taken over by the United States. But I know in the Philippines, opportunities hard to come by. And so if you have the opportunity to come to the United States, you better go.
I mean, I think a lot of immigrants come here for work,
Yeah.
and it's not just the United States. Immigrants will travel anywhere for work. I mean, how many Filipino or Indian immigrants are working and living in Saudi Arabia and places like that, just building their cities up?
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you bring with you when you come from these countries? You've got that kind of scrapper mindset because you are ready. You're coming here for a new start because where you're at. I mean, if you're coming here for work, chances are you're leaving. You're not leaving a job, shall we say?
You're leaving for a brighter future.
Yeah.
And not just for yourself, So it's one thing to be going somewhere new for yourself, right? But I know for my mom coming to the United States was an opportunity for the entire family. It was going to change the entire family's future, and which
Yeah.
it did because we had several people come uh, to the United States for help, and but money definitely started flowing more to the family in the Philippines.
Yeah. I mean, when you think of moving your whole family or starting a family uh, with that first generation kind of mindset, I think second, third generations, like this is what you want for them. You want them to have that opportunity for that
Mm.
bright future.
Now you're lucky that, or your parents were lucky that when their parents moved to the United States, that they were able to take their children with them. When
Yeah,
my mom came here, she had to leave my brother behind.
man,
Yeah, she had to leave him behind.
who'd she leave them with?
I think she left him with my grandparents, but then he kind of was acting out maybe. I just know he went, to a different couple of different people in the family. I know it was rough for him, but it was rough for my mom too, leaving her only child because she felt like in order to give him a better life, she had to separate from him for a while.
Well, I mean, picture something like what would people in this country say if someone went to Portugal to go work, for some opportunity at work and left their kids behind for 7, 10 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's hard for people to understand unless you have come up in a family that that is something that they had to do. It's hard for people to even our own children probably couldn't imagine us leaving them.
I couldn't imagine leaving them. I mean, that would be a hard decision, and I could only even see considering it in the most dire of conditions.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
right now I think people get to pick and choose where they work. Could you imagine though if you just couldn't work anywhere because there just simply weren't enough jobs?
Yeah. I mean, it's different here in the United States for sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
But I know growing up, so my mom was a bookkeeper and I watched her as a single mother because she was pretty much a single mother my entire life.
no,
Um, but she had this magic. I don't know how she did it, but she could make magic out of 15 cents. She didn't she I don't know, it was just a way that she made money stretch. I mean, she ended up buying a house with it and sending kids to college in the Philippines. I don't know how she did it, but she did. She worked multiple jobs. She started her own business of selling jewelry. She was hustling, man. She hustled.
no. I mean, I grew up. I mean, I wouldn't say we were super poor or anything, but I mean, there would be days where we just, it's Vienna sausages and rice. And I thought that was like normal.
Mhm.
When you get older and you're like going out to places, you're like, where's their Viennas? I'm really in the mood for Viennas and rice right now. Where's that section of the menu? Or spam and eggs.
Oh, I still love spam.
Yeah. But I mean, now you look back and you're like, those are kind of budgetary decisions, or just rice and ketchup or
Yeah, it tastes so good.
thank you, rice, for filling.
What was that, you always used to tell me about what you would order at the Chinese was it at the Chinese restaurant?
Oh, in high school. Yeah. So we'd go out for lunch every day, even though we weren't supposed to. And I'd get the poor man special. It was just rice and gravy. And I'm like, it'll fill me. And
How much was that?
it was $1.
Oh, that's still a lot of money back then, $1.
Nice. Super early 90s, I guess. I
Mm,
guess. I mean, it was much cheaper than ordering like whatever,
yeah.
3, $4 for like fried rice. Just the rice and gravy just plopped on top, no style to it, and just mix it up. And that way I can go to practice after school and still make it till like 5 o'clock. Where I was
Well,
like, hey, I didn't eat anything today.
right. I know I used to complain sometimes that we would have, like, let's say it was adobo,
Mm,
you know, chicken adobo, pork adobo, whatever was on sale, whatever meat. And we would eat it like the entire week, every single day. She would just make a big pot of it. And it was like, again, this is what we're eating. And, but now I understand why. That was part of the magic,
yeah,
you know, because she had to make those sacrifices. And now I look back and I go, I had something to eat and it still tasted good because my mom still had to send money back to the Philippines, and that was not negotiable. There were people depending on her, her parents, her brothers, her sisters, their children. And we'd send those balikbayan boxes, which are these big boxes that you fill with treats, but also things that they need, clothes, um, sometimes things like fruit or whatever, canned
yeah,
goods, things that they may need for schooling or whatever, and sending just money back through wire. I mean, that's how our culture is taking care of your own. So it's not like I can be living good and eating and you get nothing. That's
yeah,
not how it works.
right. It wasn't charity. It was part of the regular budget, so to speak.
Mhm.
And I think that's like, blue collar mentality, kind of, you know, where you just roll up your sleeves and you do what needs to be done, no
What
matter.
makes you say that's a blue collar mentality?
Um, well, I think when you look at white collar mentality, is more of, if this isn't working, there must be a procedure or something that can help it, or it's a different mindset, I think, than
A hustler. Like, so when you're a blue collar, you hustle. Um, you have one job, it's not enough. Let me go get another job. How many jobs can I do? It's like people out here who are working a full-time job and they'll still hustle and do Uber Eats or DoorDash, drive their car around.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've been working since I was super young. I mean, it was just, I was like, hey, I love Nintendo, can I have Nintendo games? And when it was like, yeah, those games are expensive. They're like $40 brand new. So I was like, all right, I'll get a job myself.
Mhm.
I had a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I was a very rich 12-year-old.
Buying video games.
Yeah, but I mean, so how does that kind of correspond to marriage now? Like,
Well,
how does that mentality translate into marriage with your partner?
well, so okay. When we started dating
Mm,
and we started getting really serious, I had to see how you handled your money without asking you. So when I was in your apartment while you were at work,
what the?
I am not telling people to do this, but I did this when I was 27 and I looked at your bills. I was just looking to see if there was any late notices. I was looking to see if there were, pink letters or, things that would say, hey, overdue or anything like that, which there wasn't any.
Yeah, I was saving that for marriage. Is that what they mean by saving yourself for marriage?
But it was like this fear. There's a fear of, all right, I don't have much now, right? I didn't have much. But I didn't want to get into a situation that I was with somebody who was going to pull me down to like where I won't even have what I have now, right? But can I build something with this person? So it wasn't about how much money you had, because I could care less. The question was, can we build something together?
Right. Right. I mean, because if you're not on the same page and with the same not ment not mentality, but if
Mindset.
yeah, if you don't have the same mindset of where you're going together,
Hmm.
um, there could start to be cracks,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that leads. It starts with arguing, and then before you know it,
But when someone is arguing about money, let's think about this.
mhm,
Um, when couples argue about money, is it truly about money? And not to put our conversations about money on the spotlight, but our conversations or disagreements about money was never about the money.
no, it's about everything. It's about your entire marriage. I mean, um, it's like the fear, the safety.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, you could argue about anything, like who's doing more. Like
I
you got,
worked there. I
yeah,
worked this many hours.
yeah. I'm working 56 hours and you're only working 40.
Yeah. Or
And
you're not working at all.
yeah, or my check is bigger than yours, so therefore I should have say in what we do with our money.
Or how about like with you? I sit at a desk all day and you actually put your life on the line every time you go out to work.
Yeah, and that was just in the post office. I mean, yeah, I mean, you have to have, I mean, for us, the mindset of if it comes in, it goes into our bank account. It's our money, plain and simple.
But that's something we had to agree upon, right? Because in order to make that happen, you have to actually do some things to make that happen, right? To make that money go into a different bank account. So it's a very conscious decision.
Yeah. I mean, how many families have separate bank accounts?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot more common than I ever thought it was, you know. But when you're talking with this person and talking with that person, you find out, oh no, we have separate accounts. And I'm like,
Hmm.
well, how do you deal with the bills? And they're like, well, I pay the phone and the mortgage, and they pay the light and the water,
He does a grocery
and yeah,
shopping
he
and
does the grocery shopping, but I pay for the groceries, and then they take care of the cars and the insurance. And then, I mean, so when it's like that, it's like, well, do you ever get into that argument of, well, my total of bills comes out to 1,800 and your total's coming out to 1,500?
it's you start having conversations like that and it's it's really when you get down to the root of it, it's not about the money. It's about, do I trust you? Can I be vulnerable with my money with you? Where do I have to worry that you're going to spend every dime of the money I earned? Or maybe it's, I don't want you to see what I spend my money on.
Or that.
You know, how maybe I'm a little frivolous and carefree with what I spend my money on.
I mean, every year at Christmas time, I have to get creative or get your gift super last minute or from something like that's going to be super vague and just say, oh, whatever the company name is.com. And you're like, what is that? What is, but yeah, it's definitely a vulnerability. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there you
Vulnerability.
go. Because you're putting everything out there and you are truly sharing everything.
Yeah, and so when you say vulnerability, you're I don't know if this is the right word, but you're relinquishing your power, right? Over your money. It now becomes a shared thing. And
Yeah.
depending on where your culture is or what you saw growing up or what you didn't see growing up will totally impact your viewpoint on things and what you consider as safe.
Yeah. It's the same with marriage. You are leaving certain things behind to move on as one,
Mhm.
and to me that commitment includes money.
Yeah.
So our bank account is one bank account. Um, we both have equal access to it, and you know,
Yeah. And that's what works for us, right?
yeah,
And but partnership, that means you have to put the power struggle down and you collaborate instead.
yeah,
It's not about who's holding the bag. It's how do we build with this bag that we have together?
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you can truly figure that out with separate accounts, then that's fine. And if that works for you, then that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just find it's easier together,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's money is a form of intimacy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
is
can see that.
it is very intimate. I mean, everything that you can physically acquire, even experiences require money.
Hmm.
And so sharing debt or credit or accounts, it's very intimate.
Yeah.
It's saying, all right, now I'm going to let you see the parts that you can't see right now. And I'm going to just lay it all out here and be completely bare.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. Can
Yeah.
be very scary to let someone into that part. I mean, they tell you even at work, don't discuss how much you make with your coworkers because it's
Oh,
very private.
I, I would never show someone like your full, like who really shows someone their full check.
No.
Like, here's my whole pay stub. Look at that. Look at how much I make a year and look how much I take home and look at all my deductions. And nobody does that. It's like getting naked in front of someone or something.
Right. But I think that there are probably some spouses or partners who don't even know how much their partner truly makes
Yeah.
because they never see the data.
Yeah. And I mean, and why is that?
Well, I mean, it- it's fear, power struggles. I mean, money and sex are like mirrors, right? They both carry the same thing. So, power,
Hmm.
right? Who's controlling the money or the sex? Trust. Will you protect me or are you going to hurt me? It desire, for freedom, security, status, and shame. What are you afraid to reveal?
Yeah.
You know, because you're not fighting about the money or the sex. You're fighting about what it represents,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why the conversations can feel just so loaded and why some people avoid it altogether.
Yeah. Because as a couple, like, if someone's an alcoholic or something like that, and they are just spending so much money on alcohol, do you really want to be a part of that? Or if they're gambling, I mean, now it's like you're gambling as well.
Mhm.
So I think that frightens people that, no, I don't want to gamble. yet I'm paying $1,000 every 2 weeks gambling.
Yeah, or how about take for example culturally, right? I
Hmm.
mean, right now we do send balikbayan boxes to the Philippines. And you have to trust me to make the decisions on what I'm putting in there and the value. How much are we spending?
Yeah.
So because I could go buck wild, right?
Hmm.
And just be buying full Nike, new release sneakers, like 250 a pop
Yeah.
and totally cause our bank account to diminish.
Yeah.
So you have to have trust. So these are the things that are worrisome, right?
Yeah. Well, you have to have conversations and stuff like that because, I mean, we're talking about holidays. I mean, what is
Mhm.
that? For a lot of people, that's love means gifts, and
Yeah. I wanna say that is a strength and a weakness for me.
yeah,
I would say, I don't know, how would you describe my gift giving?
it's a little much, a little much.
In what sense? What do you mean?
A lot of tears shed in January. Those bills start rolling in, but yeah, I mean, we're taught in society that if you love someone, you have to get them a gift, and not only
Mhm.
any gift. I think like diamonds and stuff like that. Like that's
Ooh,
such.
aren't you glad that I don't do that?
Mm,
Because, well, first of all, I mean, I grew up with that being around me, and I've never been a big jewelry person, which is so crazy because that's what my mom was selling, but, I like to wear things like this from Inasol. Okay, so these are true tribal jewelry that are made by Inasol. And then shells, like things like this these are, I mean, my mom's had these, I want to say, since before she came to the United States. So they're older than me.
yeah,
Lord knows how old they are. These are just shells from the Philippines. But you can go mad with spending
yeah.
money on extravagant gifts. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh,
Although
thank you.
these are not cheap either.
Yeah.
But definitely
Well,
not.
they're nothing
They're
like
not
a.
diamonds.
Yeah, if that was a diamond necklace, that's slightly more.
But yeah, but you're right. I mean, I know for Filipinos, and I'm sure a lot of cultures, it's you cannot forget anybody because
No.
and what am I known for? Having extra gifts
Yes.
just in case somebody shows up
Yes.
that you didn't know was coming and you don't want to make someone feel like they weren't thought of or that they're left out. You want to show love by giving something, even if it's not super expensive.
I have found gifts where I'm like, "Who's this gift for?" And it's like April.
What?
And yeah, because nobody, it's one of the extra gifts that we didn't get, and you're like, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's an extra one, and yeah, and
You're right. You're right. I have the children do come to me and say, Mom, so and so's birthday coming. Do you have anything? And go,
oh,
yeah, just go look at my stash. Go look at my stash. The gifts.
leftovers.
The gifts that I've bought, because I thought this isn't would make a nice gift. Um, but it's just being thoughtful and that's just I mean, it's cultural for me.
Yeah, and not only that, how many people, oh, I need a purse, I need a purse, and then you get them a purse, and they're like, it's not the right brand,
See, I'm not like that.
but a lot of people
A
are.
lot of people are, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. My back was hurting. I had to
How about
adjust my position.
how about that? This chair sucks, but
Hey, it's antique.
my butt said now it feels better because it's empty. So, how about couples that work together?
Mm.
And I don't mean like Bob from accounting met Pam from accounting.
Okay. What do you mean then?
I'm saying, like, hey, we're going to run this dry cleaner together, or this restaurant, or this small store of God knows what.
Mm. Well, I know. Well, I what you. Bleh.
And then,
I know. Growing up, I would see Filipino stores,
hmm,
in Queens over there by Roosevelt Avenue, where it's like families, running it, or the restaurants. And like Chinese are known for that.
yeah, Chinese takeout.
Hmm.
Whole family's working there.
I know. I had a friend who is Filipino growing up, and her family owns a chicken shop. Fried chicken. It was really good, but she had to work. Even when she didn't want to, because that was your family had the business. I don't know if she got paid or not, but she had to work. That was the livelihood,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
I mean, I remember the Chinese takeout that I got banned from. The person working there she had told me she just came from China.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, then why does she work in the customer service section? She doesn't speak English.
because she had to.
Yeah, they just, well, you need to work.
Yeah,
So,
they needed the help. And, and that's just how it goes, right? You do what your family needs you to do.
yeah,
And well, my mom had the business with jewelry, but I don't know the whole story how she started that, but she that helped her a lot. And it was real jewelry.
yeah.
This is, making deals with all those different jewelers in what street is that on in Manhattan? Where it's nothing but
The
jewelry.
Diamond District.
Yeah, the Diamond District. I've
Wow.
been there with my mother a few times. It was pretty cool. And she would hustle. She would negotiate prices on those things. Like he'd be like, 800. She'd be like, 600.
But I mean, this is the introduction to it. Now, what happens if, just the daily grind of working in a
Mm.
in a restaurant or wherever together, 13-hour days, 14-hour days, and you go home and it's the same people.
Yeah. So it's like, I would imagine you go home and it's like, you had that customer waiting for so long, or you messed up the food order, or, just you bringing work home with you.
Yeah. I mean, how about the link between it? Like if the restaurant fails, it's a good chance the marriage is right after.
Hmm. Yeah. That's why I think it's really important to realize that when you're going into business with someone that you have partnered up in life for love, right? To build a future, and a business might be a part of that future,
Yeah.
but you have to be intentional with your business, but most importantly, intentional with your marriage. Will you talk about business often? Probably pretty often, because you and I, we do talk about business pretty often.
No.
But we have to be intentional and say, you know what? We're going to watch a show together and take a break and be Steve and Grace
Yeah.
and laugh about something, talk about something other than business.
Yeah. Because the business can overtake your family life or your relationship.
Yeah. And so that's where those conversations come in. They're so vital
Yeah.
at the all different stages of your marriage. When you're dating, before you get married, you and then throughout your marriage. I mean, you and I have financial, even before we went into business together, we had financial meetings with each other on the calendar.
Yeah. Got to.
Hmm.
It helps prepare each other for what's coming. Not just, hi, I'm ready to talk about business now at home. Oh, well, I'm relaxing and I definitely don't want to talk about business right this second.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now there's an argument.
Right. So I mean, those that can cause struggle. It's
Okay.
so you have to be very intentional.
Intentional with your boundaries for
Hmm.
sure.
And you have to discuss that before. I mean, it's truly is communication, right? And not just when you start to disagree,
Yeah.
or you can't just assume. Why wouldn't you think I felt this way? Why are you questioning my decision I made? You ought to know. Don't you know me by now?
Yeah.
You know? But no, I don't know you in this space. But even if I did, I don't just assume because we're in a partnership,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I mean, it's not all negative in arguments,
Hmm.
and what what strengths do you see or what positives can it be from having a couple's business or family business or
I think that you're building a legacy. You're building something that's like beyond just the two of you. And you're setting an example, whether it's a positive one or a negative one, for the people that are watching. So that could be your children, seeing your resilience, your teamwork, how amazing your marriage can be and how you work out issues. Even when you're having rocky times, they'll see you build, rebuilding from that, right?
yeah,
And so, not just your children, some people don't have children, but they're examples to their family, their friends, you know?
or even bigger sometimes it's generational like you
Yeah,
not only have your kids working in the business, but there's also a father working in the business and a grandfather and or an uncle. It doesn't even have to be immediate family, but
right.
it's still I remember um in the post office I would deliver something to a family. They would order things from overseas and then repackage them and sell them. So there would be days where the whole family would be in the garage and they had everything separated, like how they were going to divide everything, and they'd just be waiting for the boxes. And I'd drop it off and they'd immediately just open it. And it was the whole family there. And it almost looked like fun. I mean,
Well, because let's think about it. Of all the people in the world, who do you love most?
yeah,
Who do you love most? Who would you truly want to build something with and have those memories with and share it with them? Everyone would be like, my partner, my brother, my best friend, like because you love them. But
yeah,
when you go on that kind of venture, you have to be careful. You have to be careful so that you don't ruin those relationships,
yeah,
you know?
definitely. But hmm,
I mean, business together you know, is going to cause you to collaborate and don't compete against each other. You got to break those rules, your own mindset, of things that may cause issues.
everybody has a job, and um, I mean, do you treat your partner like a typical employee? I mean, that could lead to some trouble.
Well, I mean, you have to talk about that.
Yeah,
Some people work best, together when they draw those boundaries, and those boundaries is your own. So the boundaries that you and I draw with each other might be different from another couple who's in business,
yeah.
right? I mean, my rule could be that I flirt with you all day long,
Hmm.
but somebody else may say there's no flirting at work. That's very distracting. We have to focus on what we're here to do.
Just contact HR. They'll take care of it.
HR here, how can I help you? But I mean, so there's no like fast break rules. people will say, don't mix love and marriage, or, love and marriage. Sorry. You should mix love and marriage. I mean, don't mix love and business. But who says that? The people who made the mistakes,
Yeah.
and there will be mistakes.
You didn't have the right bond in place
Right. Or
to
just,
create it.
there's, because you'll drift. So business and business arguments can cause drifting to happen. So the communication is so crucial. It's so crucial. So
Yeah.
because it could be a reason why you drift. So all you had to go back to your basics.
Yeah.
You're going to decide whether you want to do business with each other. Let's make sure that our marriage is in a place that can handle that kind of stress.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of stress, and that stress travels
Yeah.
and lingers.
You could get really excited about a business and to say, you, my partner, would be the greatest person for me to do this with. You have these strengths. I have these strengths. We could work so well together. Pause, pause, and let's see, what do we need to work on at the same time to make sure, because I don't want to lose this
Right.
for some green cash.
Right. Yeah. You're trading it, and then we go back to what I said earlier. Like, you don't want to trade who you are for
Mhm.
money.
Right.
You know,
So
you got to keep your soul and keep your values. And
exactly. So then the question is, do you even know what your values are? Do you know what your diwa is saying? Your diwa is your inner essence, that all knowing, your soul. Do you know? And if not, let's figure it out. Because if your diwa is grounded and knowing what it wants, what its values are, then that money will flow to you. But let's say my diwa is like, I'm so afraid of not having enough. I'm so afraid of not having enough that even when money comes to me, I end up not having enough, because it's like I'm telling myself and telling the universe, I never have enough. And that is exactly what I get.
yeah,
Not enough.
so it's a mindset.
Yeah. So you have to make sure it's like that. And then to have, make sure that you and your partner have the same values, inside, deep inside. And if you don't, why? Or if it varies, why? Why do you have that value? Let's talk about it. It's also an opportunity to really get to know your partner. This is a different discovery time. Exciting, right? Because now I get to learn about you in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then, is money only affect me and you?
No. I mean, money, it's got its arms in everything, and it affects everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what control it has over those areas is entirely up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it goes just to the kids. It just continues going throughout your entire life.
Right. So it's kapwa.
Yeah.
It always comes down to diwa, your inner essence, and then kapwa, which is that we're all connected. And so you talk about, like you said, your children, future generations, your cousins. How about your future descendants that you'll never meet? The lives of other people that you don't know.
Yeah.
It has an impact on it because we're all connected to each other.
Oh, definitely. Whenever we go to restaurants and we pray for everybody in the restaurant.
We do. Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just the, how about this? Who are we without the belief that money only comes through struggle?
You asked that question. It's a very Just a deep question. Who are we without the belief that money only comes through struggle? And when you say that, immediately in my head is, I need to change my mindset because I truly, in my core, believe that money does come through struggle. I got to really work hard
Yeah.
for it.
Who says in order to double my salary, I have to work twice as many hours?
Hmm.
Like it's a mindset, I think.
Yeah.
And mm,
Because, like, I could be creative, maybe more creative
right.
with what I'm doing. Maybe I wouldn't even be working in the field I'm working in as a nurse and project manager if I didn't feel like money had to be earned that in that very difficult way of climbing the corporate ladder.
Well, not everybody goes up the corporate ladder at the same speed. Some
Mm,
people fly up and it they make it look easy.
mm. Yeah,
That could that could be mindset too, you know.
yeah. I know I have that. I have that hustle mentality like my mom. And so where I will work till I can't even keep my eyes open and where I physically feel sick because I've worked my finger to the bone
I know that.
and like earning my right to rest. Did I work enough? Did I advance us enough across the timeline to a goal, which is always tied to a financial goal? And if I didn't believe that, I would probably just allow myself to walk away and enjoy my evening and know that what's coming to me
Yeah.
is already on its way. It's already coming to me because I believe that it is and I put my intentions behind it. My
Yeah.
mindset changes.
I think for me, like even on my days off, or especially on my days off, like even just running errands and stuff, I'll have a cutoff time and I'll say, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'm not doing anything else the rest of the day except enjoying my life. You know, you gotta keep it balanced. So,
You're right. I mean, was your father like that?
um,
Like,
mm,
did he hustle like money only respects suffering and working hard all the time?
I mean, he did what he needed to do. I
Hmm.
mean, I remember how hard he studied for the promotional exam. And, I feel bad because we used to get on him about that. And he'd be like, oh, fifth time's a charm or whatever, third time's a
Hmm.
charm. And he'd have his little book and be studying and making notes. But, there's that. And I can kind of feel that. That taught me how to, or gave me my mindset of, hey, let's do what you got to do. If you want to, like, I like to reverse engineer things, see where you want to be and then say, well, how do I get there now?
Hmm.
What does
Hmm.
that person look like? How did they get that spot? And then
Right.
just work backwards to see where I need to be currently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I know. And you don't want your children, if you have children, to think that's the only way that you have to, hey, let me pick my major based on how much money I'm going to make when I get out.
yeah, exactly.
Um, is money important? Of course, money is important, but it's not the only thing that's important. You can make adjustments because money does not bring you happiness. We learned that
Yes.
it does not. Getting a bigger house, fancy house, and all the cars and a swimming pool and blah blah blah, having someone cut your grass all the time and these things that you see in the movies, that doesn't bring you joy.
No.
It's
It frees up some time potentially, but I mean, who's to say Cutting your own grass isn't
Yeah.
full of joy.
Right? I
Yeah,
know.
it's
I know.
not, but
Well, you have allergies. But yeah, if you change our mindset, I feel like you could be freer, more generous, right? Because if
Mhm.
you don't feel like money is a challenge, then and you know money will always come. I know some people would be like, it's just money. It's just money. And I think sometimes we value people based on how much money they make. How much money did you acquire? What is the value of your car? What do you do for a living? Oh, so now they've put a value attached to you based on different questions. Where'd you go to school? Do you have a master's? You know, like things like that. When the value of somebody is more than just a dollar amount or what they were able to buy or what did they order in dinner?
Yeah. Some people, I mean, you mentioned cars. I mean, that's why they created the lease.
Yeah. But though, I think that sometimes when we associate success or joy um, with money is because of that mindset of lack, of we don't have anything. We barely have shit. I had to eat this growing up, blah, 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 right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like Biggie said, I had to eat sardines for dinner. I love sardines, by the way, but he had to eat sardines for dinner. And now what? He pops champagne when he's thirsty. Like, so that's where all of that comes from is like from the struggle. What?
It's just like
What? What?
that one time when we had the really nasty, cheap champagne.
What the guys?
Go ahead, go ahead. It's not popping that, that's for sure.
No, we popped that. We went to okay, guys. If you're from New York City, you know what I'm talking about.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it. You're
It's
gonna.
a place where you see the
I don't even
commercials.
know if they have the. Hopefully they
They
don't.
also own casinos.
Any.
Anyway, we went and they were giving out, oh, yeah, here's a free bottle of
Yeah,
was it champagne? I don't even know what it was. It was caca. That's what it was.
this
I
is
think
terrible.
piss water probably tastes better.
It was the champagne version of box of. It was box of champagne. Is basically what it
No,
was. It was terrible.
there's box champagne that tastes better than that.
No,
But anyway, I would never pop that if I was thirsty. About
boiled grape juice is what it was.
I don't even know if that was juice. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's when the struggle comes and so you overcompensate. So if you make money, you're like, I made it. Look what I got. And sometimes that can get in the way of who'd you make that money with?
Yeah,
Or, well, I worked hard to get this. I'm not gonna share that with you. Make your own money. I'll pay these bills. You pay those bills. So it's just that whole mindset.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, and it changes how you even raise your kids. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, it's
Yeah. So you have to learn what your truth is. And with your partner, can you change that truth if it's something that is not going to positively impact your future or if it's not aligned with your partner,
no,
right? So I mean, you have to declare that truth, whatever that is with you and your partner, and it's something that you work towards. You may not even believe the truth, but you want to. Because when you change and shift your mentality and your mindset, it shifts your future.
yeah,
It shifts your future. And Joe Dispenza teaches that. We're reading a book by Joe Dispenza, and it is very powerful. And that's what he teaches.
no. I mean, it starts with those conversations,
Hmm.
and it starts with when you give yourself to your partner. You're giving finances.
Yeah.
You have to get on the same page.
And you have its intimacy.
Yeah.
It's
And you've
intimacy.
got to go from there. And then it's the mindset you have and the constant check-ins and
Hmm. So we have some tools that you could use, some rituals that you can do. This first one is the money date ritual, right? So told you, Steve and I, we do have money dates. We tend to have them once a week. I think that is a very good cadence for it. But you do what suits you as long as you start having them. But before you start your date, wherever you're going to have your date, it doesn't have to be in an office. It could be in bed. It could be after dinner when you go out. It could be whatever way you set it. Um, and have a ritual where you can get a candle and you light it.
of course.
Yeah. You sit down and you face each other. You look at each other in the eye and you take some deep cleansing breaths together.
Yeah. I mean, but before the numbers, you just have to declare like our money is enough. Our money multiplies. Our money flows with ease.
Yes, exactly. Because that's how you remind each other that you're teammates, not enemies. And it's how you say it. So you said, our money is enough.
Yeah.
You're not saying, I hope our money's enough, or maybe our money will be enough, or we'll work hard for our money to be enough. No, you're declaring our money is enough. You're shifting that reality to be that your money is enough. And if you start to believe it, the universe will respond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then we have the values map. So, what values do you have about money? You know, family values. What else is important? Your health,
Rest. I like
rest.
rest.
Yes, vacations, spa day. And your legacy, like what are you building for the future, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. You gotta say your partner wants $300 sneakers. So instead of fighting, you check the values.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. That's so expensive.
Okay, $300 boots.
Okay, $300 boots, yeah, because
Okay.
I'm not a big sneaker person, but
I like sneakers.
but you sit there and you go, "Okay, you want $300 sneakers?" And then you kind of say, "Okay, does that align with our values? Does it fall in the circles of the values we have? Does it
Yeah.
reflect what we honor?"
Like, will those sneakers bring health to you? Or oh, these boots are easier on your knees. They're not as heavy, so they'll help
Mhm.
your joints out. So that helps the rest. And
Right. Or like if you were doing sneakers, like this is you, you like sneakers, but you don't go ballistic on buying sneakers.
no,
So it's like you haven't bought sneakers in 4 years and your sneakers you have are falling apart. Okay, you really need sneakers. So now we're agreeing. Yeah, you need sneakers.
no.
But do you need $300 sneakers? Can
Well,
we compromise there?
how often are you going to wear them? I know people who will have a pair of sneakers. Oh, I need a different color. I need a yellow pair of sneakers. So, and they're just going to sit there until that day when the yellow outfit comes out. So it might be 10 times a year. And is 300 the right amount to pay for those
Right.
10 times a year sneakers? Or if you wear them almost every day and you're wearing them 250 times over the year,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it makes it a little more
Yeah.
realistic.
So it all depends too, right? On what you're building, what decisions you have, what budgets you're making.
Hmm.
So and everyone's value map is going to look different. But you have that conversation so you know what is our value, and so now you're bonding, you're sharing, and you're coming up with something and it feels good.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a chore.
Right. Yeah.
That way, you know you're making the right decision and you know your partner's on board. And
Mhm. Well, we also have another kind of version of that. So it's like the Kapwa check-in.
Mm.
All right. So
So,
go
yeah,
ahead.
like before a big purchase,
Mm-hmm.
ask like who is this gonna like who's it gonna benefit?
Right. Right.
You know,
So
who's it gonna
yeah.
serve?
So it could be selfish, right? So you're
Could
like,
be.
eh, okay. But if I say, hey, I want to go to Spain, and it's like, okay, let's check in. Is this how's the Kapwa going on this? Yeah, this is not a vacation just for me. This is for our kids. We get to spend time together. Our kids are going to learn about some of their heritage from Spain. And so it makes it Kapwa, right? We're all sharing it, the joy. It's
Mm.
not me saying, hey, I'll see you guys later. I'll be gone for about 2 weeks, you know?
Or if you just wanna splurge on a super expensive place just for yourself, you know, you're like, wait a minute,
Right, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, what else we got?
Collaborative lenses.
Mm.
Hmm. So when things get tense in your conversations, right? Because they will. I mean, it's not a perfect situation. You have to change how you see things. So you have to pause. Don't just react, right? And you have to think this is not about my money versus your money, right?
Right,
It's about, hey, this is our legacy. This is our money.
yeah, like every decision is co-creation.
Right, exactly. Right. So, like, if somebody wants to invest money and the other one wants to save money, you have to frame it so that both can be legacy. But how do you blend it? So, it's about being open to have that conversation. Is someone being selfish? Maybe they don't, maybe we're not understanding their whole point of view. But you have to definitely have that collaborative lens. This is not just, well, I made an extra $500 this week and you weren't expecting me to make the extra $500. That's my money. I can do
Yeah,
what I want with the extra $500. That's
exactly. No, everything has to be together and
hmm
one.
but it doesn't I mean, these are very sensitive topics to talk about because, most of us are first or second gen in this country. We grew up survival, uh with a survival mindset. We weren't wealthy in a sense of like with the dollar signs, right? Parents stretched meals. They work doubles, extra jobs. They send money home. They don't talk about retirement or even having money for that,
Yeah,
And so now in marriage, we're building wealth and we're learning the language of money for the first time. And that is a lot of pressure and it's generational pressure,
yeah.
you know?
Well, I mean, it's also people have gone through a struggle to get where they're at. You know, how about that person who started off as a bus person in a restaurant and worked their way up to waiter and bartender, and now they're assistant manager, and now they've got to share their bonus and all that money with their partner. And they're like, wait a minute, I worked so hard to get here, and now this person just gets half. But that's what it is.
It is.
That's the decision you made.
It is.
So commit to it.
Yeah. Um, and not everyone's situation will be the same. But the important thing is that you have to agree and you have to be fair. Um, and culture always mixes into it. And I think the biggest lesson here is that you have to have partnership,
Yeah,
because your marriage is sacred, your love is sacred, your legacy is sacred,
yeah.
you know? So for people of color, it's just very different.
I mean, just remember, the fight isn't really about money. It's about fear, love. It's just that naked feeling you have when you become one,
Mm.
and it's it's about trust.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's frustration, and it just comes out as, I'm going to lash out at you because I'm frustrated we're in this situation.
Mm.
So,
Well, what I'd like to do right now is do a blessing over us, our listeners, for the people that we coach in their marriages, uh, the men and the women, uh, if you don't mind.
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Our money is enough.
Our money multiplies. Our money carries love, not fear.
Our money builds legacy for our children and our children's children.
Our money honors where we come from and fuels where we are going.
And our money flows with ease and serves not just us, but our people. And I hope you all start to believe in that if you haven't already, to try to change your mindset on that. And follow some of the tools that we talked about.
Yeah. They've worked for us, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll work for you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being with us in the Love Suite. If this spoke to you, share it with your partner. Keep building your legacy. Follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, and wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll catch you next week. Same love, same truth.
Righty.